Hello and welcome here to Talk AFCB and welcome to the podcast celebrating the top of the group win against Paris Saint-Germain. We've done it, 3-1 the final score at the Camp Nou, and what a win. It has to be said before the game. I didn't do anything before the game simply because I wanted to wait. Now that was the case for a lot of people. We were very, very anxious to see what sort of tactics Luis Enrique had gone with. The players seemed to be a bit mixed up. We didn't really know what formation he was going with, so I wanted to wait and see what happens. I didn't really make any comments on it. I didn't want to say it was bad, didn't want to say it was good. Let's just wait and see. And that's the attitude to have, guys. There was a lot of people who straight away before the game jumped on the bandwagon saying, what is he doing? Shouldn't be taking these sort of risks. Well, in football sometimes you've got to take risks, and he did that tonight, and it didn't pay off against Real Madrid. It didn't pay off last time, but this time it paid off. Very good performance all round. The formation looked good. It grew as the game went on. We grew into it. We improved as the match went on. And by the end, the defence and the attack looked very, very comfortable with it, and they did really thrive on these new positionings. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about that, but let's first talk about the result and about the performance, because some of the players tonight out there put in some absolutely fantastic displays. Let's start with the goalkeeper, Ter Stegen. Couldn't do anything about Ibrahimovic's opener. Poor marking from that. The ball laid off to Verratti. Ibrahimovic hammers it home. Nothing Ter Stegen can do. PK could have been a bit tighter. Mathieu on the left-hand side allowed the cross in, but forgetting about that goal, Ter Stegen, outstanding. When the ball's at his feet, you're very, very calm. You're not at all worried he's going to get dispossessed. Very, very comfortable. He's good at catching as well. That's the good thing. Against PSG last time, we saw him concede from a cross. This time, he was very, very bold when he was going for balls, and he played very, very well. Now let's start with the defence. It was a three-man defence, three centre-backs, Bartra and Mathieu at times going to the right-back and left-back positions. They were playing wide, then central, and that's why I was so happy with Bartra. To start with, the first 20 minutes or so, all three centre-backs looked shaky. They didn't really know they were supposed to be marking. They got in each other's way a few times, but as the game went on, particularly Bartra, he was simply outstanding tonight. You look at it from his point of view, he's a player who hasn't got that much game time this season. Can't really remember that he's played in a game this big, in a Champions League night with this much pressure on it, especially from the fans, because after going 1-0 down, very, very difficult and very, very tough mentally to come back from that. Bartra was outstanding. He played really well. He was strong in the tackle. Every time there was a ball played down the wing, he made sure he got there first. He pressed his man excellently, and he did really, really well. I was really impressed with him because of the goal line clearance, and not because it stopped a goal. Of course, that's outstanding. It's great to see him clearing the ball off the line like that, but it was the way he did it. He jumped in front of the ball. He put his body on the line. He would do anything to stop that goal going in. And I thought to myself, who does that remind you of? Carlos Puyol was exactly the same. He would do anything to stop the ball going in, and that's what Bartra did tonight. And it was that sort of performance. It was dominant. It was really, really strong, and he looked like a leader tonight at such a young age, coming in a high-pressured match. He did really, really well. Same goes to PK. PK did make a few mistakes. There was a few poor headers from him, a few poor decisions, but other than that, he was very, very good. And there was a few times where there was a tackle which he had to make, and if he mistimed it, there were problems, and he did that well. And that reminded me a little bit of the old PK. The old PK, when he was one-on-one, you thought, can he make the challenge? Of course he can, and he did that tonight. He played really well in the latter stages of the game. He was very, very good in the tackle, and pretty dominant in the air. Mathieu, I felt a little bit sorry for him, because he played left-back against Real Madrid. He didn't particularly enjoy it. Tonight against Lucas Moura, it was always going to be a tough game. Somebody that fast and that quick is always going to be troubling you, especially at that, sort of on the left-hand side. He's not always comfortable getting dragged out there. Lucas did really well tonight. He played well, to be fair to him. But Mathieu did stand him off at times. He did use his pace and his strength to his advantage. But, not bad for him. It's not a bad display, of course. But I would have liked to have seen Alba, personally, in that left-back spot. But at the end of the day, Mathieu did add some good height. And he did add a bit of stiffness to that back three. And he did pretty well. Into the defensive midfield, and that's where the game was won and lost to me. I think Busquets and Mascherano both had moments in the game where you thought, can they live up to it? And they did. Together, both of them, they controlled things. And when Xavi came on, he even added to that a bit more. But Mascherano and Busquets in those holding roles really bossed it. Verratti, Motta, and Matuidi, they're all very, very strong players, very versatile. They can all swap positions, but they handled them well. They were very, very strong, very physical. And that's what we need to start showing, some physicality. We need to make sure that teams aren't just bumping us off the ball. We've got to go there. We've got to get in that tackle first. And we've got to show them we're not going to be pushed around. And tonight they did that. Mascherano, absolutely outstanding. He's a real leader, and that's what I like to see in players. Same goes for Bartra. They led the team. You know, you got that passion from them. You got that fire in their belly. They want to go out and win the game. That's exactly what you need in a squad. You need those players with the technical gifts. You know, they're very, very good on the ball, but you also need those players who are born to lead their club, want to lead them in the right direction, and they're going to do anything to win the game. And that's what I saw from Mascherano tonight. He went in with a few challenges on Ibra, went in a few challenges on Matuidi as well, and he did really, really well, and a very strong performance from him. Pedro. To be fair to Pedro, I'm not really sure where he played. I think at right back he was sometimes, right wing he was, and other times he covered every blade of grass. You know, he didn't do an awful lot. It was poor crosses at times, but what he did do was get himself about. He helped out Bartra when he needed to. He helped out the attackers when he needed to, and most importantly, he stretched PSG. He hugged that right touchline and really gave us some good width, and that did help us as the game went on. It tired them out. It left a bit of spaces down the middle for Messi, and he did really well. So, you know, going through these players, you can hear no one had a bad game tonight. Nobody had a bad game. Everyone played well, everyone played to their strengths, and that's what this formation seemed to do. It made everybody sort of fall in. You didn't have Mascherano playing at centre-back, you didn't have anyone out of position really, you had them all playing to their strengths, playing to what they're good at, and it was a really, really good and strong formation, it seemed, as the game went on. And the three strikers thrived on that. Neymar, Suarez and Messi all had moments in the game where they were really decisive. And certainly then when PSG had to come out and play, we really dominated them. Going forward, there was 3-on-3 at times, we almost exposed it. And it was so pleasing to see Neymar, Suarez and Messi score. We've all been waiting for that, haven't we? MSN, whatever you want to call it. We all wanted to see them all on the score sheet at the same time, and it finally happened. It was brilliant to see. Phenomenal goals. Neymar's goal is one of the best goals I've ever seen, just because of the sheer fact, when he picked that ball up, there was something going through our mind, wasn't there? Shoot, go on, shoot. He did it, and it was absolutely unreal. The crowd were on their feet, applauding him, the standing ovation, and that changed the game. There's absolutely no doubt about that. That changed the game and its entirety, and it was absolutely stunning. So pleased for Suarez. Messi, of course, never changes. Elusive, brilliant, absolutely fantastic for his goal, following in on that famous right foot again, but a good goal from him, and it was so pleasing tonight. The formation, as I say, got better as the game went on. I do get the feeling, if we use this more often, we grow into it, and the players get more accustomed to it, what can this achieve? Because it's a really, really strong formation. It hasn't really got any weaknesses, as long as you get the right players in the right positions, and you've seen the players who brought off the bench. Rakitic and Xavi impacted the game. We got players you can bring on, they can help this formation, and it's really, really good, and I'm really enjoying watching something a little bit different. It's always good to see that, and massive credit to Luis Enrique tonight. He came out, he was under pressure, everyone was getting on his back before the game, but he produced. We got the win, we're top spot. What a result, fantastic display. So leave your thoughts down below, guys. What did you make of this performance? I'm very happy, as you can tell. I'm sure you are too. Yes, there were some things we didn't do right on the day, but look, we won 3-1, we're top of the group, let's not complain. Leave your thoughts down below, leave this video a like if you did enjoy it. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you very, very soon with some more analysis. We're going to be going over all that tomorrow and more. But until then, Visca el Barça! Barça!